this. When I worked for my government and my federal State Department as a working as an ex-fed. When I worked for the State Department as a fucking fed, and my job was to entrap men and women and take them to court and put them in jail for child pornography and for abusing minors. One of the things we had to ensure was the understanding that fictional characters does not equal real-world violence. The reason why is because when you decide to skirt the line of, actually, the pictures are not the problem, and then you pull out Rurouni Kenshin, what you're telling me is that you agree with the behavior of platforming child porn on your website as concurrently of the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th month of this fucking year. Technically, this didn't blow up until July and June, so realistically, 7 months of the year, admitting that there's child porn on your website right fucking now, that is still being allowed because, number one, Twitter is ass and is a hell site. Number two, they decide they want to skirt the line between publisher and platform and want to be able to say when they're allowed to do it, when they're not allowed to do it. And number three, most importantly, you believe that bitching about anime characters is comparable to the real life pain of having to sit down and find a person who is guilty of a crime, confirm that the data exists on their fucking hard drive, seize the computer, and start collating logs and logs and archives of mega threads and terabytes of porn. So you have to sit in front of a stand, in front of juries, usually sitting next to a goddamn parent and their child, bawling tears out of their fucking face. And you, sitting there at the stand saying, yes, sir, this anime picture here of this woman. Hold on, bigger screen. Yes, sir. This anime screen here. Yes, sir, right here, right here. This picture right here of Widowmaker. That's just like when your daughter was getting railed by Mr. Jeffrey Solomon. Isn't that right, jury? We all have the picture here. Let's play it again for evidence. Click. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. That gets the blood boiling every time. Okay? It gets the blood boiling every time. And that's every single argument. Every single one. Every single one. Every single one is you saying, ugh, titties. I wake up every day knowing I can't fight you motherfuckers. If only I could show you. If only I could show you what I've seen. You would understand why I choose genocide. Sometimes we get tired of hearing, ugh, titties. For once, we'd like it to be about something that's actually meaningful. And to watch somebody whip out Rurouni Kenshin yet again for easy clout means you don't care about kids. You don't care about kids. You don't care about people abusing kids. You don't care about the real child pornography sex trade, which happens in plain fucking sight in front of you. You don't care about any of that. You care about winning on the internet. I'm so sorry. Winning internet points doesn't unfuck Astara, okay? It doesn't unfuck the dick out of their vagina. It doesn't unmake the porn that captures their agony that will be replayed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, victimizing them every single time someone presses play. It is never going to be equal. Shut up. Let's continue. Don't change, Carl. No matter what hoes say, never change. I will never stop choosing violence. Although I will have to start choosing the instrument of my violence. Also, keep in mind, the best part of this is not me whiling. It's people saying, wait, Carl's an ex-fed? Yes. Yes.
Cultural differences as a defense when part of that culture also ends up hurting people. Media does not exist in a vacuum, and portraying sexualized child characters in any media normalizes the sexualization of children to the audience. Why do you think so many of you can't even see this as a problem? It's because anime has normalized it to you.
No, anime has not normalized petite women to me. What normalized petite women to me was the South. And even then, while I'm surrounded by a bunch of cousin fuckers sometimes, I don't fuck my cousins. Huh! It's weird how I don't take up the values of the things that I'm living around. For some people, it is normal to them. And for some people, they do have warped brains. But, and I want you to pay attention to this when I say this, if you ever see this in the future, Nora, read my big-ass niggardly lips. Niggardly. Not the other word, niggardly. Some is not all. And all is not the same as some. Stop generalizing the people you accuse of crimes. People don't like being accused of being criminals. High five, past Carl. Articles being written about this as it was happening in real time. She is the voice actor for Toru in the English dub. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth. A little bit yogurty, a little bile just starts by here and just feels bad, right? It gets worse. 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 Not only do I have the recording of the news report, not only do I have it, not only do I have the proof that the that the funding existed, not only do I have her announcing people thanking her for trying to get her fees paid for her brother, not only did she get crucified for this, not only did she get crucified for this, but she doubled down! It is okay when we do it.
The problem was not that I did not like Dragon Maid. The problem was that it perpetuated harmful imagery of sexualized children, which is harmful to children. I liked The Promised Neverland, but its depictions of Sister Crone reinforced awful racist imagery of black people, which is harmful to—
No, what it did is that it used expressive faces to make memorable art. And that triggered you because the immediate thing you thought of when you saw a black woman in an anime was Jim Crow. Nora, that says more about you than it does about any person who ever watches your video or even listens to you speak. Work out your racism, girl. Or shit, just go down the street and talk to Malik and say you want him to blow your back out. Pick one of these things. Pick all of these things. Pick none of these things. I don't care. Stop lying.
the black people. So to a certain extent, I really understand why recently when people hear something or someone being accused of pedophilia, their first instinct may be to brush it off because the term has been thrown around loosely and incorrectly before. Which can I—
Who did that, Nora? Who are the people who did that? Who are the people who did that? Who watches these shows, Nora? Who's a part of these images, Nora? Who? Who was it? Who? I really want to know. Who was it? Who? Okay, first off, you're showing images of kintsugi, which is the Japanese practice of repairing anything that shatters and breaks by using gold to fill the cracks, which then creates the product back being more beautiful than when it's broken because of the gold film what you use as glue, making it appear as such. That is not the image you should use from that, because that's not how you view things. If you really thought that, you would not be making videos about it. Dead ass. Whole ass. Entire butt cheek. I know when Carl watches stuff like this and he says, honey and sweetie, he's being ironic, but I still feel soft. Then vote with your wallet. If you feel bad about giving money to your creator, don't give them money anymore. This is why I don't buy Miyazaki films anymore, because he's a dickhead. I take responsibility for my purchasing power.
I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-R-T.
Why would you take responsibility? You can go on the internet. You can cry about it. Ah. Why engage in the ethical behavior and consumption of capitalism when I can bitch about them on the internet? They call it content. Ding. But Carl, aren't you doing the same thing right now? Yes, but it's content. That's why I'm trying to get myself drunk, but I'll never get there. I'll never get there!